Hey guys, as you all know, I have purchased myself a Samsung Galaxy S3, a microwave copy glass, and this is my first impressions of the phone. Okay guys, so it's not going to be a full review, more of just a kind of my impressions and my first thoughts on the actual phone itself. Obviously the phone is kind of about a year old now, so there's a load of reviews out there already. So these are kind of just my impressions of the device that I've chose to kind of make my transition from iOS to Android. So looking on the actual device itself, pretty standard in terms of button placement. You have a physical home button down the bottom here, which I do appreciate coming from an iPhone, having that physical button there. I do like having that feedback. Along the left hand side of the device, you're going to find the volume rocker for up and down, and then along the right hand side you're going to find the power or the sleep wake button. Now at the bottom of the device, that's where you're going to find your micro USB and also your microphone, and then on the top of the device you're going to find your headphone jack, a noise cancelling mic, and then there's a little kind of notch in here which we'll get to in just a second. Now in terms of the actual device itself, you're going to see a 1.9 megapixel camera on the front, capable of a 720p video capture. You're going to find your speaker for obviously listening to your calls, and obviously you've got your sensors for ambient light, etc. On the back of the device, that's where you're going to find your, I think it's a 8 megapixel camera on the back, capable of 1080p video. You're going to find your flash and also your speaker as well, and also a nice Samsung logo there. Nothing else on the back itself. Now in terms of that little notch that is on the back, that's the main reason why I got this over, for instance, a Nexus 4. It's just for the fact that obviously you can take this backing off, and you can expose things like the the SIM card, the micro SD card, and also the battery as well. So if you do find the battery is not as good as you would like it to be, in terms of you running out of battery quite quickly, you can either purchase a second battery, so you can just swap it when you need to, or in my case, I've actually installed a slightly larger battery, so it does last a bit longer. Obviously you've got there the micro SD card, because again the memory in the Samsung Galaxy S3 is expandable. So what that means is I've actually got here a 16 gigabyte Samsung Galaxy S3 with a 32 megabytes SD card in it. So in terms of the actual internals that I've got a lot more in terms of my apps, photos, videos, etc. Now the phone itself, we can't really go into too much detail because I have installed Nova Launcher on the device itself, so it's not actually running TouchWiz. I personally not a huge fan of TouchWiz. It's a bit too bulky for me, and tiny little things that kind of annoyed me in the sense that if I hold down this widget now and want to move it around, obviously there's the grid behind it where you can move it to or resize it and things, and that to me in TouchWiz was not as customizable as I would like. The grid size was very large, so you could have a very limited amount of widgets or even apps on your home screen. So I installed Nova Launcher straight away and made it pretty much look just like stock Android 4.2.2. Obviously the app drawer and everything as well, that's all relatively different in terms of not being the same as TouchWiz. Things that are the same though, which I do appreciate, is the quick toggles that you get in the notification bar. Obviously quick access to the brightness and the auto brightness as well. And the notifications themselves, if I had any, nobody contacts me. Again, they are very easy to kind of view or to get rid of, or to kind of just see exactly what it is that it is notifying you about. In terms of the settings of the device as well, you're going to find the usual array of settings: Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, your display, sound, etc. But again, there's some really cool things in here as well that you maybe don't get on an iPhone or just in general iOS. Like if you click on battery, for instance, it is going to be telling you what is using your battery, how long you've got left. It's got 26%, you can see that there. And at the moment, 51% of my battery is being used up because of my screen. So in that sense, really nice. Now, although I am using Nova Launcher, I can tell you that the phone itself is extremely snappy. It's not exactly a brand new processor, and obviously the CPU and everything's getting on a bit as well, but I would say it's equally as fast as, for instance, my iPhone 5 that I had, that I've recently got rid of. In terms of the camera quality is insanely good. Obviously you can see how I'm doing video at the moment, and then you can just flick that little toggle there to get it to picture quality, so again, real nice. In terms of the actual settings themselves, again, there's a huge amount. If you just click on the little settings toggle down the bottom here, it's going to bring up this menu of all the settings that you can have. Obviously you've got different shooter modes, different effects, and if you go into effects, it's going to bring up kind of like Instagram like filters, which again, really appreciate that kind of stuff on there as well. Also got focus mode, shooter mode, single shot or burst shot. So if I go into here now, maybe it's not in there. But if I hold down the camera button, you can see that what that has done is that has taken it 20 pictures in a matter of seconds. So again, that's real nice in terms of having that on there as well. As if I just go back, you'll be able to see all the pictures that I have just taken there. So yeah, you can see them all down here. So again, really quick camera, really responsive. The video quality and everything is really nice as well. Exactly kind of what I would expect from a camera of this kind of magnitude. But yeah, can't really go wrong. I mean, I picked this up for £249, I think it was. Again, off contract. I'm still using my SIM card that I got with my iPhone 5. So again, pretty good deal in terms of what you are getting. So like I say, not a full review, just a very quick overview of what I think of the actual phone itself. Like I said, I'm Mark from Copy the Glass. I'll be doing a lot more videos on my Samsung Galaxy S3. I will actually be doing a video quite shortly in terms of how to root the device and put pure Android on here without having to use anything like Nova Launcher like I have done. So as to keep an eye out for that. Don't forget to like and also subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out a lot. And I will catch you guys in the next video.